Hey there, Walt here from Walt in PA, coming to you from the back roads of southeast Pennsylvania, and you're watching Moto Ramblings.
Hey guys, welcome back to Moto Ramblings. I am on my way home from work, stopped up on the Blue Ridge Parkway. I was going to do a short little video, but it's so cloudy and it just wasn't worth doing a video there. The weatherman said no rain today. I'm wondering if I'm going to make it home before it rains, because it definitely looks like it's going to rain. But that's okay. I'm heading home. Going to have the little grandson for a little while this evening. That's going to be fun. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, again, we're going back to keeping it real, talking about me, letting you know who I am, how I am, where I am, how I got to be who I am. And in quite a few of the videos that you've seen, I've talked about my dad. I talked about him dying, talked about riding with him, talked about him introducing me to motorcycles. And, it's great, except that I haven't really mentioned my mom. And talked about it maybe just a little bit. But, my dad and I did not have a very good relationship growing up. It wasn't until I was well into adulthood that our relationship got to where we were close. When I was growing up, we butted heads a lot more than we didn't. And my parents were even divorced for quite a number of years, and he wasn't around. They eventually remarried each other, and Mom ended up taking care of him, but we'll get to that. I wanted to talk about my mom a little bit because, one, I love you, Mom. You know it, but I love you. Mom's been by my side the whole time. I mean, she's been my mom. And through some extremely difficult times in her life, while I and my younger brother and younger sister were very young, she had to deal with us growing up being idiot little kids because, well, when you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, well, that's what you do. You're kind of an idiot. And Mom, suddenly, when I was 8 years old, she had 3 kids to take care of without Dad. They split up, they separated, they divorced. He actually moved halfway across the country. And Mom took care of us. And, of course, she had some help with her family and even some of my dad's family. But, as most of you would know, raising a kid, she had 3 kids that she was taking care of between the ages of 8 and 4 when she was only 25. Yeah, 25, 3 kids, trying to take care of all of us, trying to feed us, clothe us, house us, the whole, gonna provide food, clothing, shelter. Yeah, she did that. She did that for all of us. And during the time that she was having to do this, she also went and got further her education, worked enough to pay for everything to keep us in food, clothes, and shelter. And she did all of this while Dad was gone. And, to me, she's just amazing. Just an amazing woman. Back then, she was an amazing woman, young lady, to do all this. I mean, 25 years old, and she's taking care of 3 kids by herself. It boggles my mind. I have one son, and I didn't have him till I was 32. And my wife and I had been together the entire time, and it still felt like, wow, this is difficult. So, I think about it with her, and I'm like, wow, just wow. And so she did that when, we grew up, and eventually she and my dad got back together and married, and I was getting close to graduating high school when that happened. And they moved from Massachusetts to New Hampshire, and I did not. I did for a little bit, then I did not, and I moved, and I got married. I think I've told you that story, getting married, getting divorced, getting sick, blah, blah, blah. Well, there was a period of time there where mom and dad were mom and dad. And mom and dad were husband and wife and homeowners, and, they were getting a little bit older and enjoying each other's company. And then, as a lot of grandparents end up doing nowadays, they ended up adopting 2 of my nephews. I think the oldest one was maybe 2, and the youngest one was 6 months old when my parents took custody of them. And so their brief time of riding a motorcycle together and enjoying each other without kids around was gone. Now they were raising 2 kids. And of course, now they're older and they're doing this, and it was difficult. And there was some moving going on. They moved from New Hampshire down to Florida, and the kids went with them. And the older one got old enough to try to go back to New Hampshire on his own. And life went on. Dad got sick. So just about the time that the next generation of kids that mom and dad raised were old enough to get out and get going on their own, dad started getting sick. So I guess what I'm trying to say is mom took care of us 3 kids. Just not long after us 3 kids were gone, she ended up taking care of 2 more kids. At the time that they were gone and weren't needing to be taken care of, my dad got sick, and my grandmother, my father's mother, was also getting older and was starting to have some health issues, mainly vision. She never drove. That's another thing. My grandmother, Nana, never drove her whole life. Amazing to me. So Nana moves in with mom and dad, and she's taking care of both of them. And they both got older and needed more and more care as they got older. And mom took care of them. She worked. She took care of dad, made sure that he could breathe as often as he could, kept his medicine in order because his vision was starting to go, kept my grandmother's medicine in order, doctor's appointments, taking them where they needed to go. And, she was a caretaker for 2 people. Well, Dad got much worse. Dad eventually died. And right after he died, my grandmother moved in with her own daughter and stayed with her until she passed away. Well, Mom, after my dad died, she went to New Hampshire, stayed with my sister for a little while, met a guy. They got married. They moved back to Florida. And Norman, rest in peace, Norman. I do miss you, man. I miss you a lot. Norman ended up with the early stages of dementia / Alzheimer's / whatever you want to call that kind of thing that is just so disgusting. It's a horrible, horrible thing. I don't like it. I don't get it. I don't want it. It's got to be taken care of. It's got to be fixed. I just can't imagine. So anyway, now Mom's taking care of Norm. And she loved Norm. She took care of him. She did everything she could for him. Taking care of a dementia patient is a heck of a lot different than taking care of a person with physical disabilities. And so she had to learn how to be a caregiver for him, which was completely different than being a caregiver for my dad and my grandmother. And she did, and she took great care of him. And then Norm passed away. My mother needed a break. Norm has not been gone all that long. Mom was in Florida in this house that she and Norm had got together by herself. Now she has sisters down there, and my aunt's kids, and she's got a lot of family support there, and she lives in a community with a bunch of 55 and older community, and she's not taking care of anybody. And yeah, she's living in the house alone, but one of the guys that also lives in the community is a super nice guy, Bill. They've been hanging out together. They've been doing things together. And I see my mother laughing. I see her smiling. I see her happy. And I love it. I absolutely love it for her. And, I hope it continues for as long as possible. Mom is in good shape. And I think she's going to live quite a while longer. And Mom, if you're watching this, hopefully you won't have to take care of me. But you never know. If I ever need somebody to be my caretaker, I hope it's you. Just kidding. So anyway, I just wanted to put a video out there where I tell you a little bit about my mom. She's absolutely my hero. I think that if somebody wanted to sit down and write a book about a woman who did it and did it the right way and did the right thing, yeah, that'd be my mom. And I want every one of you out there in YouTube world to know that my mom's great, and I love her, and I can't wait to see her again. I'm planning on going down to visit her mid-November. And if this video comes out before that, great. If it comes out after that, well, hi, Mom. So for now, heading down into downtown Weaverville, North Carolina, I'm going to shut this video down. And I will talk at y'all later. I hope y'all can stay well, stay safe, but most of all, stay happy. Moto Ramblings out.